An astonishing revenge. Around 20 years ago, there lived a man named Shivnath in a district of Bundelkhand. He belonged to the Khangar community. Shivnath was poor but honest, skilled in wrestling and traditional combat. He earned a living as a watchman at a local police station, where he was paid 3 rupees a month. Though his salary was modest, life was inexpensive in those days, and Shivnath managed to live contentedly. In the same village where Shivnath lived, there was a village head, or Nambardar, named Lal Singh. Lal Singh had a notorious reputation for his immoral behavior. The respectable women of the village would often wish, if only he would lose his sight, then he wouldn't be able to cast his evil gaze on the wives and daughters of others. One day, as Lal Singh wandered through the village, his attention turned toward Shivnath's house. Shivnath was away at the police station, and his wife was left alone. Lal Singh's advances eventually entrapped the poor Khangarin, Shivnath's wife, and she fell under his sway. For a while, this affair remained hidden, but sins rarely stay concealed for long. Soon, gossip spread through the village, and Shivnath heard the rumors. He had already noticed changes in his wife's behavior, which had made him uneasy. Shivnath, suspecting something was wrong, decided to confront Lal Singh. He went to him and said, "Thakur Sahib, I am a poor man. My honor and reputation are in your hands. The villagers are tarnishing both of our names. Please, do something to resolve this so that neither of us is defamed." But Lal Singh, arrogant with power, rebuffed Shivnath's plea and roughly pushed him away. Shivnath was furious, but he suppressed his anger. Instead, he went to his station officer and narrated the entire situation. The officer summoned Lal Singh to the police station, but by evening, Lal Singh was back, proudly twirling his mustache. He had bribed his way out of trouble. Shivnath, realizing that justice could not be served, was left disheartened. Finally, his heart made a decision, one that desperate people often make when they have no other option left. A few days later, Shivnath, feeling like a stranger in his own home, began to treat his house like a place where he was only a guest. His home no longer felt like his own, and neither did his wife. It seemed that the house belonged to Lal Singh, and so did the woman. One day, Shivnath told his wife, "I am going to Monda for some official work. I'll be gone for 4 or 5 days. Please take care and be cautious." The simple, uneducated woman couldn't understand the gravity of the situation. Upon hearing this, her face lit up with excitement, and a smile spread across her lips. This smile pierced Shivnath's heart like a dagger. When he packed his provisions and left the house, Lal Singh's fortune brightened. He could barely contain his joy, thinking, "Now I have 4 or 5 days of complete freedom." It was midnight, and Shivnath was hiding in the forest, having sharpened his axe. When the cranes cried out the second quarter of the night, Shivnath took his dagger and quietly approached his house. When he arrived, he found the door locked. Like a nimble monkey, he climbed onto the roof and jumped into the courtyard. Inside, he saw Lal Singh and his wife fast asleep. Filled with a mix of anger and pain, he called out, "Lal Singh, wake up. Your time has come." Lal Singh woke up in confusion but barely had time to react before Shivnath struck. His wife, in shock and fear, fell at Shivnath's feet, begging for mercy. Shivnath looked at her and said, "If you have any shame, drown yourself in a handful of water." But he did not raise a hand against her. The night passed slowly. At dawn, Shivnath took Lal Singh's severed head in one hand and his blood-soaked axe in the other. He walked straight to the police station, where he placed the head in front of the officer and declared, "The justice you couldn't provide, my sword has delivered. Here is the head. From today, Shivnath Khangar is an enemy of the police. Let anyone with the courage try to stop me." With that, Shivnath called out a challenge and left the station. Don't say later that I slipped away quietly. 20 officers sat there listening, but none dared stop the enraged Shivnath. From that day on, Shivnath became a force of rebellion. He wreaked havoc, setting fires in some villages and raiding others. His motive wasn't wealth, he had a thirst for revenge against corrupt Nambardars like Lal Singh. Many Nambardar families were left devastated. Gradually, Shivnath gathered a group of followers, and his name struck fear into the hearts of the people. The entire district was thrown into turmoil by this one man. By dusk, homes would be locked, and people feared traveling at night. Wherever one turned, there was talk of Shivnath. Today, he would raid one village, tomorrow, he would set fire to another 50 miles away. Even the most powerful men in the district felt helpless. One day, Shivnath raided the house of a wealthy herdsman. As he and his men were about to leave with the loot, a young, brave man stood in their way and said, "Guruji, you are taking all of my possessions, take me along with you as well." Shivnath, impressed by the young man's courage and physique, asked, "Are you serious?" The young man replied, "Yes." Shivnath asked, "What is your name?" The young man replied, "Dangal." Shivnath declared, "From today, you will be known as Dangal Singh." From that day onward, a deep friendship and loyalty developed between the two. Shivnath had once fought alone. But now with Dangal Singh by his side, they wreaked even more havoc. The names Shivnath and Dangal Singh became synonymous with fear. For 3 years, Shivnath and Dangal caused unrest throughout the district. Their bold actions became legendary, and even the police officers and inspectors would offer bribes to keep them at bay. One evening, Shivnath and Dangal sat on a hill when they noticed a man on horseback in the distance. Behind him was a palanquin carrying his wife. Dangal suggested, "Guru, this looks like a good target. Let's not let him pass." They descended the hill and approached the rider, asking, "Thakur Sahib, where are you coming from?" "Stay here for the night. There are dacoits ahead, and this road is closed after sunset." The rider, Dhani Singh, replied, "I want to stay, but I don't see any suitable place." Dangal responded, "There's a well and shade under this tree. What more do you need?" "Stay here tonight." Dhani Singh asked, "Who are you?" Dangal answered, "We're travelers too, spending the night here." Dhani Singh asked, "Is there a village nearby?" Dangal said, "First, get off your horse. We'll take care of everything. You have a fine gun, let me have a look at it." Dhani Singh, unaware of their intentions, handed over his gun. That was all it took. Shivnath quickly pulled Dhani Singh from his horse and tied him up. The palanquin bearers, seeing this, fled. The Thakurine, Dhani Singh's wife, peeked out from the palanquin, saw the chaos, and in panic, jumped into a nearby well. Dhani Singh, his eyes burning with rage, said, "You scoundrels, this is the work of betrayal." Dangal calmly replied, "As long as words can resolve things, we don't harm women." Dhani Singh asked, "Are you going to let me live?" Dangal answered, "Yes, you can rest easy." Dhani Singh warned, "You'll regret this. I'm a Thakur too. One day, I'll have my revenge." Dangal shrugged, "We already have 1,000,000 enemies. One more won't make a difference." Dhani Singh said, "Fine, but beware. You've struck with betrayal, and I'll strike back the same way." A month later, rumors spread of a new dacoit named Jagat Singh. Within a year, Jagat Singh became so well known for his raids that Shivnath and Dangal's deeds faded in comparison. However, Jagat Singh didn't focus on killing or looting, his attacks were more about creating fear. Gunshots would echo, a few old huts would be set ablaze, and then silence would return. No lives were lost, and nothing significant was stolen. People would say, Jagat Singh raided a village, but no one could describe what was taken. He wasn't after wealth or bloodshed. Jagat Singh sought fame. One day, Dangal said to Shivnath, "Brother, this new player seems to be someone worth knowing." Shivnath replied, "He's a brave man, a true warrior." Dangal added, "It would be good if we joined forces with him." Shivnath agreed, "We could loot the entire province together." Dangal asked, "Shall I send a message?" Shivnath cautioned, "Send it, but be careful." When Jagat Singh received the message, his face lit up with joy. His long-held desire was finally being fulfilled. He told the messenger, "Tell Guruji that I am his servant. Whenever he commands, I'll be there." Why would we deceive each other? 3 days later, at a riverside, Shivnath and Dangal met Jagat Singh. As soon as Dangal saw him, he was startled and nearly stumbled. Shivnath recognized him too but stayed composed. Jagat Singh was none other than Dhani Singh, the same Thakur they had encountered before. Dhani Singh, smiling, said, Guru, do you recognize me now? Shivnath replied, Yes, I recognize you. Since when have you taken on this new role? Dhani Singh said, Since the day I met you. Shivnath asked, Have you forgiven the past? Dangal interjected, If you haven't, there can be no alliance between us. Dhani Singh replied with sincerity, Guru, lions don't hold grudges. Shivnath said, From now on, we are brothers. Dhani Singh agreed, That's exactly how I see it. Let's embrace and let go of any old grudges. The three men embraced, and that night, they celebrated together. Another year passed, and together, the three wreaked havoc. There was no limit day or night, light or dark they raided villages, often after sending warnings in advance. Along with chaos and destruction, another ominous force joined them. Storms and lightning seemed to accompany their every raid. It was the festival of Holi when they raided the house of a wealthy merchant. The poor villagers were singing holy songs and celebrating, but their joy was shattered when the dacoits took everything. Dangal Singh said, Guru, let's have a grand celebration today. We will celebrate Holi too. They invited two courtesans and began drinking. The music started playing, and Dangal, in his drunken state, said, I'm going to sleep now. Let's see who dares catch me. Shivnath, though still alert, said to Dhani Singh, Brother, Dangal has fallen asleep. He won't wake up until morning. Your eyes are also heavy with drink. Why don't you rest for a while? Then you can wake me, and I'll take a nap. Saying this, Shivnath took his gun and began patrolling around the hill. But as the cool air hit him, the effects of the drink began to show, and he dozed off standing against a rock. This was Dhani Singh's chance. Determined to fulfill his vow, Dhani Singh loaded his gun and approached the sleeping Dangal Singh. He shouted, Dacoit, wake up. Your end has come. Dangal Singh woke up, but before he could react, Dhani Singh shot him, and Dangal fell lifeless. Hearing the gunshot, Shivnath woke up and saw Dhani Singh approaching with his gun. He muttered to himself, So, you finally betrayed me. Dhani Singh replied, Betrayal deserves betrayal. Shivnath fired his gun, but the shot missed. Dhani Singh fired back, but he too missed. Soon, people began to gather. In the confusion, Shivnath managed to escape. Thus, Dhani Singh fulfilled his vow of revenge and rid the district of a great calamity. Afterward, constables guarded Dhani Singh's house for many years, and wherever he went, they accompanied him. Even so, Shivnath would circle his house at least once every day and fire shots, but none ever hit the mark. Dhani Singh was awarded a Jagir, land grant, by the government, and his descendants still hold it. As for Shivnath, his fate remains unknown. Some say he became an ascetic, while others believe he took his own life. A small platform was built in the village in Lal Singh's name, and to this day, people worship him, a man who, during his life, caused great trouble, but in death, became a symbol of blessings and happiness. The end.
This story was originally written by Premchand, a legendary author of Hindi literature almost 100 years ago. Do let us know if you like the story. If it so happens that you did not like the story, even then, please let us know your choice so that we can find something you would like to listen. If you like the story, tell your friends as well. If you want to enjoy more stories like these from so many other Indian authors, subscribing the channel would make it easy. Bye for now.